What's up, everybody? You are now tuning into From the East Side with Love. As always, it's your boy Kosher, and we have the Fantastic Four talk. The movie First Steps is finally out. Got to see it last night. Came home pretty late, so I didn't get to do a review. But first thing in the morning, we're gonna jump onto it and talk about it. I think the movie is a good movie if it wasn't a superhero movie. As a superhero movie, it's pretty dramatic, and I just it wasn't as exciting. It wasn't too exciting. I think that Fantastic Four, it might be, I don't want to say the I don't know. Maybe it's a curse. I don't know. Maybe these four superheroes aren't just the most appealing to the big screen. There's been two reboots. Well, this will be the second reboot. Three different stories, if I'm not mistaken, three different iterations of these characters put on the big screen, and none of them really stuck the landing. I don't feel like this movie is strong. I actually think it's pretty dry, to be honest. There's not enough Pedro Pascal you could put in front of the movie screen to make it a blockbuster or something bigger than what it's supposed to be. Um, I do believe that people they have a good cast. They have we can look at the actors right here. Vanessa Kirby, Pedro Pascal, Joseph Quinn, who's been on a run, Julia Gardner, and Ralph Neeson or um, Ensign. So mm, it was it wasn't bad. Let me just say that. But to end Phase 5 and Marvel already struggling to keep people drawn in, yeah, the first steps is right. If this was like the beginning movie of Phase 5, the beginning of Phase 5, okay, maybe. But I don't know. Like, where do you go? If I'm not mistaken, let's see. Let me go Marvel timelines. Marvel movie is coming out. So what do we have here? Let's go. Okay, so these are all the past movies. This just dropping right now. Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts is whatever too. So according to Google, it goes Fantastic Four. I just dropped Avengers Doomsday basically at the end of next year, and then Secret Wars at the end of the following year. But in between then, we have Spider-Man 4 slated for July 24th. So basically, and as you can see the timeline here, Ironheart already dropped. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the rest of this year. All of 2020, yeah. So this is it. Like there's nothing else for Marvel. Um for 2025, and then 2026 Spider-Man 4, and there might be a couple of shows that come in between then and now cuz that'll be basically a whole year of nothing. And then 4 to 5 months later, you'll have or yeah, about 4 to 5 months later you have Avengers Doomsday. So this is my biggest gripe about this movie, Fantastic Four, is the main protagonist is Galactus, the Eater of Worlds, and um, yeah, he definitely wasn't that strong. Um, he definitely wasn't that strong. I would say he looked more menacing than anything, and they did him a disservice, man. Like he he basically is out here sitting down, waiting to consume worlds, which is awesome. He has Silver Surfer as his minion, his slave, going out on scouting. Then he comes to Earth and he's like, yo, either give me a kid, which is Franklin Richards, or we'll take your world. I'll eat your world. Um, that's cool. That's what he does. That's how he survives. That's how he gets his energy. As he eats worlds, he becomes stronger, or he maintains his power, and he moves on with his life. But you don't really get to see that. You don't really get to see his strength. And it was almost like a false pretense. Um, my wife pointed out to me that Silver Surfer technically did more damage, at least on the screen, on the TV, on the IMAX, because we saw it in IMAX on the screen, than Galactus did. Lex Luthor did more damage as Superman than Galactus did. I think more people died in freaking Superman than Fantastic Four. But they literally have a cosmic being crashing down on Earth and very minimal damage. Very minimal damage to New York. That's not good. Not somebody of his stature. This was A-level jobbing. I mean, they really screwed up Galactus to me. They didn't make him seem like a threat. They really just made him seem like a fool. I mean, they were going to trap him in a black hole, basically, or a time warp. And he didn't perceive that. I don't know, man. Like, Reed Richards is really smart. Literally, probably top 3 smartest minds, in Marvel. Up there with Doctor Doom. But Bruce Banner, I mean, these guys are all, genius level, savant level type characters. But even that was kind of a lame plot. I don't know, man. This movie it was very dramatic. Human Torch, Joseph Quinn, he did his thing. Obviously, he's kind of like the stud show off guy. But still, like, it wasn't enough. It was not enough. I believe this guy has, like, Robert Downey Jr. mannerisms. Side note. It's kind of funny to me. But yeah, like, I don't know, man. There was a lot of hope and marketing behind this movie, but it doesn't even make any sense because Doctor Doom is the next Avengers movie, correct? We don't have anything besides Spider-Man, which Spider-Man shouldn't really link to Doctor Doom like that. So what are we gonna see when Doctor Doom comes out? Doomsday. Like what is that gonna be about? Like it I don't I'm very curious to understand what this movie is gonna be about because it's basically coming out of nowhere. You don't even lead with Doctor Doom in Fantastic Four. Spoiler alert, he comes in the first mid-credit scenes at the end. That's not enough. Him and Franklin Richards are looking at each other. Doom has his mask off. It's not enough, man, but we don't get to see Doom's face. Doom should have been around in Fantastic Four. There should have been more than just a teaser for Doom. There is not enough backstory and there won't be enough backstory to me to develop what should be a proper welcoming to that character, especially since it's an Avengers movie, which usually encap- encapsulates what they've what Marvel tends to do building up to, right? So again, they did pivot from Kang, um, which was unfortunate, but it seems like they were gonna pivot from Kang anyway because of the way they jobbed him too, with the whole him losing an Ant-Man and Quantumanium, like that was nonsense, right? So now this guy Doctor Doom, we really don't know much about him, and I don't know, man. Like, and Fantastic Four doesn't even really develop him. Like they don't even give him a freaking line or just anything, bro. Like just straight fumbled the ball. I don't know, man. Like it should have been to me. It should have been freaking Doctor Doom as the main protagonist, Galactus, coming back, or Galactus being the guy that you worry about, and in the background, but he's not coming. He's advancing the Earth, but he hasn't made it yet. Except it's kind of like reverse. Like Galactus gets thrown into that freaking time warp thing, and now it's like I don't know, man. I just like like they had the ball, bro. They had it on the goal line, and they don't. I don't know what Marvel's gonna do. I think they're cooked. There just not enough buildup, dude. Not enough coherent buildup, and it just doesn't make sense, dude. It truly just doesn't make sense. Again, the movie itself, Fantastic Four. If I were to rate it, I'd give it a 6.5, 7 for a superhero movie. Outside of a superhero movie, I think it's like a 7.58. But that's not telling it. The fact that I could dissociate it from being a superhero movie is what makes me feel some type of way about it, Um, Superman, way better movie. Hands down. More action, a better plot, um, a better villain, a more entertaining villain. Um, there was more to grasp in Superman than Fantastic Four, and I just don't know. I don't know what's up with these guys. I don't know what's up with this team that movies cannot be because they have great villains. I mean, Galactus is great, Doctor Doom is great. The list goes on and on, but Pedro Pascal gets stretched too much, and he basically faints. Mr. Fantastic, who's that's basically his power is to stretch. So he gets stretched beyond his limit, I guess. That's pretty random. The thing was comic relief because when he went against Galactus, literally could do zero damage, right? Human Torch was just a pest against Galactus. So there's that. And Invisible Woman is single handedly force fielding back Galactus to put him into a trap. I mean, if you don't know any better, you don't know any better. But if you know, you know. Like that's that's what that is. I'm not familiar if that happened in the comics. I doubt it. Invisible Woman, aka Sue Storm, is strong in her own right, but that's Galactus we're talking about. So unless he came here super famished and was already drained, which we don't get any indication that that's the case, um, I don't get it. And the whole plot of sacrifice your son to save the world. Oh my gosh. Because Franklin Richards obviously is going to be, grows up to be one of the strongest characters in Marvel, period. And freaking Galactus understands that, understands the power harnessed in Franklin Richards. He wants the kid. So their whole freaking plan is to put a baby in the middle of Times Square or wherever it's at in New York and basically swap car seats. All they did was put a tinted shield over to try to trick Galactus to make it seem like, oh, yeah, like the baby's still here so we can trap you. Like, bro, you couldn't even saw, like, freaking Reed Richards couldn't even figure out where this guy came from. The math that the type of math that he was doing was blowing his mind, and then they come up with the simplest trick, dude. That's almost like Guardians of the Galaxy level type job. The way in the first Guardians of the Galaxy, the way they defeated the villain was by dancing. Like, bro, what are we doing, bro? Like, it doesn't. I don't know, man. It doesn't add up, bro. It doesn't add up. This was this movie had potential, but maybe we're wishing upon a star. Maybe we're putting too much on Disney. But I think what's more shocking is the fact that it doesn't do anything to Doomsday. Like, it doesn't advance the story anymore. Now, what I will say is that they're on Earth 828, which is different from Earth 616, where everything is supposed to be happening at. So, where did they send Galactus? Did they send him to that universe 616? Is that what's gonna happen? Um, so this Fantastic Four may not even be the Fantastic Four. For like, there may be a whole different character set on the 616. So I don't know where this movie fits in the timeline, and I don't understand, excuse me, how they're going to make this all jive. But fudge, dude, like, this was not it, dude. This was not it. And to be honest, that might be it. That might be it for freaking Marvel, dude. Because I'm not sold with Thunderbolts, the new Avengers or whatever. I didn't even watch Captain America, unfortunately. And now Fantastic Four, which I think I knew was gonna be off, but there was hope, you know. There was just hope. But I guess what, the famous George Bush line, "Fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice." Well, you can't fool me. I've already been fooled. So yeah, man. I think too much stock was put into the Marvel base, but and the fact that they don't have, there's nothing on the horizon to give you any more type of excitement for Doomsday. Dude, I remember Infinity Wars and Endgame. I remember the little Thanos droplets here and there, and like the snippets, and being like, oh my gosh, like what's gonna happen? There is literally no hype for Doomsday. The only hype is because freaking Robert Downey Jr. is Doomsday. And again, which is crazy, the only time the audience went crazy in Fantastic Four was when they seen the freaking back of freaking Robert Downey Jr. green hoodie, Doctor Doom. That that should tell you the movie was already ass. Like there was plenty of applause and claps and happiness all throughout Superman. So for people to say, like I think Rotten Tomatoes rated the 4 superhero movies that came out this year, it was Thunderbolts at the highest at like 88%, then Fantastic Four at 87, then Superman at 83%, which was third, and then you had Captain at fourth at like 60, or it was either 40 or 60%, but it was way below the other three. There's no way. There's no way in heck that Superman is below Fantastic Four. And I would definitely put Superman above Thunderbolts. What Thunderbolts had going on was Sentry and Void. That character, awesome. And again, besides that, and again, I understand it's DC and there's Marvel, but I think DC has a better movie, period. I think Superman is a better movie than Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four. And I don't think it's a question. I think Superman, I believe I gave it an 8 or 8.5. I get Thunderbolts again probably a 7.5. It was a solid movie, but again, I think Century makes the movie. And then freaking Fantastic Four is like a 7. Again, better movie than superhero movie. Better movie than superhero movie by far. And I didn't get to see Captain, so I can't tell you anything about that. But I'm interested to hear what y'all think. How do y'all feel about Galactus? How do y'all feel about Doctor Doom? Are you guys gonna watch it in IMAX? Is it worth it to watch it in IMAX? I do not think so. Um, but yeah, like let me know what y'all think. And everybody stay blessed, stay positive. We out. Peace.